What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today is going to be about my 5-year anniversary since I changed my life. My journey has been about how I've rewound my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living keto, low carb, high protein, putting in the work and changing my life through the right ways. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about my 5 key takeaways that I can draw upon my weight loss journey to help you guys with yours. My journey is not over yet. I am simply 5 years in. There's no timeline on how long it takes you to right the wrongs, to change the past and start a new future. There is no timeline on that. The only thing that matters at the end of the day is you don't give up and you keep on going. So I thought I'd give you the Cliff Notes into what I really learned over the past 5 years. So what do you say we get this video started? And before we go any farther, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes have been my absolute favorite electrolytes for a long time now. They are the only ones that I reach for. They taste delicious, they're gluten-free, they're sugar-free, there are no artificial flavors, colors, dyes, fillers, just a delicious tasting electrolyte. And they are also my favorite because of the science-backed ratio of electrolytes in each packet. You're getting 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium in each packet. And all you do is put a packet in your water, let it dissolve, and just enjoy. I sip on it throughout my workouts. I sip on it when I'm fasting. I sip on it when I just need to get my water in and keep me going throughout the day. These are just so good. My favorite is watermelon or the raspberry, but my husband's a favorite of the citrus. My kids love the orange, and you can try them all, sample them for yourself by using my special link. You get this free sample pack with any purchase, and this way you can find out which one you like. All you have to do is go to www.drinkelement.com/keto rewind, and you can get this free sample pack with any order. And you can use this link as many times as you want. Thanks, Element, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the video. Okay, so I can hardly believe it's been 5 years since I decided to change my life. Back in February 11th, 2019, I weighed in at 309 pounds. I was miserable, unhealthy, mad at the world. I hid from life. I just changed into a different person than I am. And it just was something that was one of those snowball effects that, a long story short, I was not happy. I was not living, and living is for the brave. So I decided on that day, enough is enough, and I made the changes. So I jumped right into keto, and I took it with full commitment, full determination, full throttle into never being that person again, never being the one that doesn't care about her health, never being the person that puts herself in the back burner, and everybody else's needs before my own. I was never going to be that person anymore. So I started chipping away at everything, and everything it was like I took a box full of marbles and just dumped it out. I dumped everything out, and I started putting things back together as I saw fit. Now, one thing about when you start a weight loss journey, you're not gonna just nail it the first chance you get. You're gonna have to chip away at it. And that was something I was kind of unprepared to learn, because I didn't think that was even something I was gonna worry about. I was gonna do this and everything was gonna be great, right? Of course, we're all naive. We don't understand the true implications when you decide to change your life. New fires pop up along the way, new obstacles pop up along the way, and it's just going to be one of those things that is going to test you, and it's going to bring out your inner warrior, and you're going to fall flat in your face, or you're going to get humbled, and it's just thinking back now, I'm such a different person than I was back then. I know me now. I didn't know me 5 years ago. I wish I would have took my health seriously when it started spiraling out of control, until I got 140 pounds overweight before I did anything about it. It'd have been a lot easier, habits would have been a lot easier to break because they wouldn't have been so ingrained, right? But it is what it is. That's my story. So, fast forward 5 years later, I'm standing here today. No, I'm not at my goal weight. Yes, I've been 1 pound from it, but a lot of the lessons have been learned along the way, and I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful I have not figured it all out just yet, because I'm a work in progress. I'm still getting to know Jess, because when I put myself back in the front of the line of my priorities, my life has been so much more full and worth living, you know, and it's one of those things I'll never take for granted again. So with that said, I thought I would tell you about 5 key takeaways about a weight loss journey that someone who's been at this for 5 years now, I have room to talk. Like when I used to give my advice in the past, I didn't really know as much as I know now. I'm not an expert, I'm not a healthcare professional, but I certainly know my story, and I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so the first key takeaway that I noticed, or that I believe when it comes to your weight loss journey, is medicine and your health starts with food. Food is the root of all evil and all greatness. You can either thrive or you can either deteriorate, depending what you put in your mouth. And it's so simple that you could just literally fuel your body with what your body's supposed to be eating, or you could derail it and you can ruin it by what you put in your mouth. But it comes down to medicine starts with food. If you want good health, you want to live a long and healthy, happy life, it starts with the diet that you fuel it with. Unfortunately, the diet or the lifestyle you choose to eat is going to always have all the obstacles and temptation and all the things that are made to fit into a package that's going to taste so good that you're going to want more of, and you're going to want more of them after you've had one. You know, like the endless revolving door of snacking, of sweets and, you know, fried foods and all that things, you know. But it comes down to, if you want to fuel your body and feel your best, it starts with what you put in it. But ultimately, the lifestyle you choose to live with, you have to be the one that you want to do, that makes you happy and is the best for you individually. And it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's not like you can just read this book and be like, okay, this is what I have to do to lose weight. It's going to be completely different to every other person. So I'm speaking only on my behalf, because I'm not a medical doctor, not a healthcare professional. This is just my story. But what I say, what works for me, is what I've had to figure out the past 5 years. I've hit a lot of dead ends. I've hit a lot of obstacles. I've had a lot of failures. But at the end of the day, I didn't give up. And I know now better than I did 5 years ago on what I need to do to fuel my body. So the second key takeaway over the past 5 years that I've been on this health, wellness, and weight loss journey is, you can't fix a diet with exercise. I hate this one because it's true. Just like on the first bullet point we talked about, medicine starts with food, you can't undo that food with exercise. And expect to see weight loss results or life-changing results. It doesn't work that way. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. And that's it doesn't matter how many hours you spend in the gym. If you're eating a shit diet, it is what it is. You know, you can't expect greatness without putting in the work to truly change. So I have been guilty about that a lot, especially recently. It has just been something that I'm good at exercise. I like exercise, so I try to overcompensate, you know, extras or make excuses, and it doesn't work that way. It's never going to work out in the end in that order. So you cannot expect to fix a bad diet with exercise. Not saying exercise is bad, it's just not going to fix your overdoing it in other areas of your diet. And the next thing, I should say the third thing that I want to talk about is, there is no quick fix. There is no quick fix. There's no fad diet. There's no shake. There's no pill. There's no surgery. There's injection. None of that will fix you. There is no quick fix. If you truly want to change your life, you have to change everything about you. Like I said, you dump that jar of pennies or marbles out, you turn it back over, and you start rebuilding one at a time the new you, with the new healthier you, the new you that has healthier habits. And it's going to take time, and it may take 10 years to change your life. It may take 1. It all depends. We're all different, but there is no quick fix. The only fix is your determination, your self-discipline, and your pure grit to change things and actually change them instead of using, I wish I can, I hope I can, maybe one day mentality. So it sucks, but it's true. Don't waste your time and money on all that stuff. It's baloney, it's false, it's there to take your money. The only way to change yourself is to dig deep, get to the root of the problem, and that might mean therapy, that might mean a whole diet overhaul, that might mean relationship changes, that might mean so much stuff. But in order to change your life, you have to change it. You can't just put a little bit of a bow here and spruce it up, but leave the rest of it yucky. You know, like you got to change it all to change your life. And that means you got to start by being honest with yourself and what you need to change. So the fourth one is, I sometimes beat myself up on how far I let myself go. Like I went to 309 pounds, which, you know, is depressing. I hate to admit that, you know, I hate that I let myself get that far off track. It's not me. But at the same day, that was part of how I got to where I am now. I'm truly happier now than I've ever been in my life. Yes, I'm not at my goal weight, but I know me so much more than I did 5 years ago that I'm in a much better place. You know, and I'm happy again, I'm living again, you know? So this quote ties it together, but without our past, we cannot have our future. It shapes us and determines what we will and will not tolerate going forward. We can never forget past lessons or they will be repeated in our future. So I remember I told you I have lots of failures, lots of obstacles. If I didn't fall flat in my face 100 times, I don't know. I mean, it's just something that you do. When you're changing your life, you're going to do that. You're going to have failures and you got to overcome them and keep moving forward. You can't let them make you give up, right? So I had to learn a lot of lessons multiple times to get to where I am now. And that meant that the more times I ran my head into the wall and had that obstacle, the more times I had to go back and start over and find a new path around it. And that comes down to diet. I've done all the things when it comes to a diet. You know, strict and restrictive on one side, you know, binging on the other side. Like I have been on all the spectrums, you know, I've done all the things, but I had to keep chipping away at it to find that solution that worked for me. And I've honed in on something that I really like. I love high protein, low carb, moderate fat. That's what after all the heads in the wall, the banging, you know, that's what I settled in on. I'm like, okay, this is something I can work with. You know, and it was something that took a lot of time to figure out. You know, I wanted to take the one size that fits all approach. I wanted to do what Sally says she thinks I should do. You know, I tried it all. And then at the end of the day, I had to do what I felt was right for me. You do you, right? But if I didn't fall down and have that place where I came from, my past, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have figured it out and I wouldn't be the better person I am today. So I don't regret it. I wish I would have figured it out sooner, yeah, but it just sometimes lessons take longer to learn and right the ship than we plan on, right? And that just comes down to it is what it is. So I can't dwell on that, but I can appreciate my past because it did get me here and I'm happier. So, and the last thing would be kind of tying all these other points together. Self-discipline is probably the biggest thing you've got to conquer in yourself. If you're not self-disciplined, things aren't going to work out for you. You know, it's just going to be, you're going to look for that fad. You're going to look for that quick fix. You're going to, you know, you're going to make the excuse. Self-discipline is like the loudest one on this list. If you don't have that self-discipline, it's a recipe for disaster. But self-discipline to me is just choosing between what I want right now and what I want more. And when you have that choice to make a decision when it comes to, say you're out at a restaurant and you're on a menu and you want the fried chicken and tenders, or you could have the salad with grilled chicken. I'm just making an easy example. What you want now and what you want most are going to be like this. Yeah, I want the fried chicken tenders and the French fries. I want that right now. But I also want to be healthy and I want to change my life. I want to stop doing this yo-yo. I want to stop the revolving door of emotions. I want to get off that roller coaster, the chicken or the health. you know, and you make those decisions over and over and over and over again until you start having more columns in the winning column than the losing column. You're never gonna be flawless. You're gonna make those mistakes, but it comes down to self-discipline and how disciplined are you? And that's one that has been my absolute nemesis because again, I'm an emotional eater. You know, I like to celebrate with food. I like to be angry and fix myself with food. You know, like it's one of those things that it is so hard to overcome. So it's going to be like, that's the one you're going to spend probably the most effort on when you change your life. So being self-disciplined determines your success. And it determines what you want more. And it comes down to, do you want your health, or do you want that thing right now, the quick fix that's going to just spiral you out of control, but it's going to taste good right now, you know? And you make that choice over and over again. And that's when you determine if you are self-disciplined or you're not. And then when you've got that self-discipline, things start falling into place. Those slow goals start happening, and before you know it, you've dragged yourself out of the pits and you're at the top of the mountain. So yes, I'm only like halfway up the mountain right now, but I'm on the right path, and I'm happy, and I'm so happy I changed my life. I'm so happy I'm choosing me, especially this year. I'm so happy I took the time to love me again, to figure out what I want, and, you know, put myself out there again. And it's just a great feeling to be where I am today. And I'm so thankful. So I hope that all makes sense. I hope maybe some of those things inspired you to change your life and inspired maybe your weight loss journey, or, you know, something even better. I will see you at the next video. If you want to try Element, use this special link down below and get your free sample pack with any order. I'm Jess, you're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.
Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will